Hi, I'm Miss Isaac. Is anyone here for a 2 o'clock appointment with me? I am.
Hi. How are you doing?
Hi. What's your name? Ian.
Ian, how was the drive over here?
Well, I took the bus. It was okay, I guess.
You took the bus? Oh, okay. Well, as long as you got, oh wait, this is,
Go ahead, you can have a seat here.
alrighty. As I said before, I'm Miss Isaac. Do you prefer Ian?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Alright, I'm the clinical social worker here at Phoenix. Our meeting here is going to be about 45 minutes. We're going to talk a little bit together, try to figure some things out. And I also want to touch upon the confidentiality that we have here. So, you know, anything you tell me, it's personal, it's between us. But if you plan on hurting yourself or hurting someone else, I do have to inform someone. Just letting you know, all right?
Yes.
Okay. You understand that? Okay.
Yes.
All right, so now that we got that out of the way, what brought you in here today?
Well, I was diagnosed 2 years ago, and they said I was bipolar.
Okay.
My mom's bipolar. So I moved out of my family's house into like options housing. I don't know if you know what that is. That I have a case manager who comes to check on me and my roommates. So part of keeping my apartment is, you know, complying with your whatever, you know, taking your medicine and stuff.
Okay.
So I explained that I'm having trouble in my personal life with the medication, and I think that I need to see the doctor about maybe switching meds.
Okay, so you've been diagnosed with bipolar disorder. You've been given medication for it as well,
Yes.
but it's interfering with your personal life? That's what I'm
Correct.
hearing? Correct. Okay, so what exactly in your personal life is being affected?
Well, physically, I have erectile dysfunction,
Okay.
and I guess kind of physically also, on the weekends, I drink and party with my buddies, and it's interfering with that because I stopped taking it on Thursdays so I don't, you know, get sick. Because I tried to drink and take my meds and I throw up.
Okay.
So on Thursdays, I stopped taking my meds. Then I'll start taking them again on Sunday because I don't use on Sundays. So that I could get myself back together for work on Monday. But by Sunday, I'm already manic.
Okay, that was a lot. Let me process for a second. Okay, so you take your meds until about Thursday,
Correct.
and then you stop taking them
Correct.
so that you don't get sick while you drink.
Correct.
Okay. Just want to make a point here. Could it be that maybe it's not the fact that the meds aren't working necessarily, but maybe it's the fact that you stopped taking them in the first place? Because you said you're manic by Sunday, right?
Correct.
Okay. Well, usually when someone with bipolar disorder stops taking their meds, they tend to get manic. So I don't think necessarily that it's the wrong medication. So besides drinking, like what else? Besides drinking, what else do you do when you're partying, like when you're going out, that causes you to stop taking your meds completely?
Well, Thursdays, I don't take my meds in the morning. I go to work. We go to happy hour right after work. I don't do really drugs on Thursday. Maybe I'll smoke some weed, but that's rarely.
Okay.
Then on Friday, I'll pop some Molly after I've been drinking. And Saturday, pretty much the same thing. But Saturday is like garbage head day. So whatever drugs anybody has at the club, all do on Saturdays. And then Sundays, I don't use at all, and I take my meds. But by then, I'm already manic, I noticed. And I know that it's the medication because the medication before this one, I had the window covered. Like I would stop taking my meds on Thursday. I had 2 solid days, sometimes 3, and then I'd start taking my meds on Sundays, and I didn't get sick, and I didn't feel manic, so I want to get put back on the other medication, or I want them to up the dose. But I have to talk to the doctor, because that's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah, I definitely do believe that exploring this with your doctor is a good idea, but I also want to touch upon the alcohol and drug use. What exactly leads to that, or your weekly routine? Is there anything specifically that triggers this?
I'm 25. That's what 25-year-olds do. I think. At least my friends.
Okay. So you and your friends just do this for fun?
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
Well, we like to dance. So when you pop Molly and you're in the gay strip club, that's where we get wild. So it makes sense for our lifestyle. It's what we do.
Okay, but you do know that that's dangerous with any type of medication. I mean, the other medication may have worked a little bit better for you, but I don't believe upping the dosage is a good idea, even with even with this medication, because just stopping with the meds altogether is dangerous, not only for you, but for others as well. So,
I disagree. I don't even know what I'm doing here. Like, they told me I had to come here to talk to you, but I don't see where I need help if I know what the problem is. I just need you to get me the right medication.
Alright, so it's not up to me to give you the right medication. Like I said, exploring that with your doctor is a good idea. We're just here to explore whether or not getting to that place is necessarily worth it. I understand that you feel like the medication is what the problem is, but I feel maybe your routine may be also part of the problem, if you get what I'm trying to say.
Okay, I do get it, but if I'm gonna not change my routine, how am I supposed to manage the bipolar symptoms?
This is hard.
You can flip the page, the formats, the questions they ask in this handout are really good. Not specific to me or you, but like as an outline.
Okay, so this way. There goes.
It's okay, take time.
Okay, so it says here that you have side effects. What side effects do you experience?
The erectile dysfunction.
And that's it, okay. Well, that's mostly common with bipolar medication. But you said you wanted to up the dosage. I feel like upping the dosage will affect that even further. Okay. And then you also said that you live in a home with other people?
In an apartment, 3 bedrooms,
Okay.
with 2 roommates.
Okay, so you don't live by yourself?
No.
Okay, so you don't live by yourself, and you have a team that comes in and checks on you?
Yeah, I have a case manager different than my roommates.
Okay.
And then one person comes in and, like, one of my roommates takes narcotics. So that, I don't know what she is, maybe she's a nurse. She comes in and hands him his narcotics every day.
Okay.
So for the most part, they just do a check-in to make sure we're taking them. I lie and say yes,
Okay.
and I just flush them into a bowl. That way she counts them.
Okay, so what exactly brought you here? Then if you're lying and they don't know.
Well, eventually, what ended up happening was I got really manic, and then I couldn't make it to work on Monday, and I got hospitalized. So when they do your blood work, they know where your levels are supposed to be if you're taking your medication regularly.
Okay.
So my levels were off, so they know that I'm not taking my medication. And they said that I'm gonna get kicked out. So I'm really kind of only trying to keep my housing, because it's more convenient than being home with 6 siblings.
Boy, that's understandable. So exploring that a little bit. You ended up in the hospital because of a really bad manic episode.
Yes.
And they sent you here.
Yeah, they stabilized me in the hospital. And so I'm doing the same thing in the last week. Like, today's Thursday, I didn't take my medication this morning. And I'll go meet with my friends later.
Okay, so I understand that this is something that you really want to do, but at the same time you also want to keep your housing. So don't you think it's best to maybe explore different options other than just changing your medication to better fit your lifestyle? Because at the end of the day, not taking your medication is what leads to manic episodes, and you don't want another episode like that again, because again, you don't want to hurt yourself, and you do also want to keep
True,
your
I
housing.
guess.
So
Nobody ever put it like that before, because the case managers come and they just say, take your meds. They don't talk to you, so. I guess it's a possibility,
it's a possibility.
yeah.
We might be able to work this out. Have you been to alcohol and drug counseling through it before, or
No,
no?
because I never told them I was using drugs until you knew.
Okay, so I think that's maybe something that we should explore. Are you okay with that?
Right, but I don't want to tell them.
You
And
don't?
you said what we talk about is confidential.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Let me see. Maybe everything has to be reported to your caseworker, correct?
I don't really know. I know that if my caseworker discovers something, she'll tell the doctor and she'll tell the social worker. Like, they have a team of people. I don't know if that has anything to do with your agency. I don't think so.
Yeah. We do work closely with case management and things of that nature. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been sent here. But I think it is a good idea to not just necessarily tell your case manager, but to let your doctor know about the things going on. Otherwise, he won't be able to help you with your medication situation. You get what I'm saying?
Yes,
So either way,
but that's not a good idea.
I understand. But either way, it has to come out because you can't get the proper help.
But I'll get kicked out of my apartment if I tell them I'm using drugs.
Well, then maybe we, like I said, we should try to change some habits a little
Agreed.
so that we can not only keep you safe, but also keep your house safe.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know if one's been running again.
So we have 10 minutes.
Hmm?
That's what you say to me.
Okay. We have about 5 minutes left. Do you have any questions or comments, other concerns?
So, yeah, my only concern is that you not say anything to Options Housing. Because you said this is confidential, so I won't use drugs today. And I'll do what I need to do this weekend. But you can't tell.
Okay. Yes, although everything between us is confidential, I did mention that if you had planned to harm yourself or anyone else or did anything that could be potentially dangerous to yourself or anyone else, that I'd have to report. So, they don't know that
But
you're,
I said I wasn't gonna use drugs.
but see, you're telling me that.
Yes.
I don't know that.
So you can test me next week. Molly's in your system for 3 weeks.
But I don't know if that's going to be a continuous thing. You could be telling me anything.
That's true.
Exactly. And they don't know why you had that manic episode.
Correct.
That's something that you need to know, especially your doctor.
Right.
All right. Any other questions?
Not really.
Okay, well, if I'm going to give you a referral to your doctor, you're going to talk to your doctor about this and see what he can do about the medication. Getting you into drug and alcohol counseling is something that we definitely need to explore. We'll talk about that next time, though. Is next week, same time, okay with you?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, all right. Well, it was nice meeting you.
Thanks a lot.